What up, my little artists? Alright, so today we are going to create some sunflowers inspired by Vincent van Gogh. These ones are one of his paintings that he did. Ours aren't going to be quite this elaborate. We're going to get a little more fancy with ours. Well, maybe not fancy, but a little more colorful, a little more fun. So you can see this is going to be what we're going with here. So I hope you learned a little bit from the movie that you guys watched, that little clip. I came inspired with my Vincent van Gogh socks. I don't want to put my dirty feet up on the table, so I put them on my hands instead. So you can see my Van Gogh socks. I also got a little Van Gogh Starry Night picture on my shirt. So go ahead and follow along the video. You'll have lots of different options to add your own little pizzazz to it. So feel free to do the coloring and the different types of petals and the insides of the flowers how you would like, okay? So let's get started, get a pencil and piece of paper ready to go, and we'll get moving and grooving. All right, have fun, you guys. All right, little guys, let's get the show on the road here. So we are going to start off with our sunflowers by Vincent van Gogh by starting off with the vase, or the pot that's holding all these flowers in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start about halfway up my paper, okay? And I'm going to do a big U. So I'm going to go down and around. Now some of you might notice that you can maybe see some of my pencil lines in there already. I did those pencil lines first so I don't kind of make any mistakes. I don't have to go back over it again with you guys. So Mr. Hayes is doing this with a Sharpie, but I expect you guys to do it with a pencil to start with, okay? And then afterwards, if you do have a Sharpie or a black crayon that you want to outline your picture with, that would be great. So pencil first, then Sharpie or black crayon, whatever you have, okay? So like I said, we're going to start about halfway up. We're going to do a big letter U. I didn't go quite to the bottom of my paper. Close, but not all the way down there. So I got a big old U in there. Now what I'm going to do next is start by adding some circles through the vase, on top of the vase, around the vase. Okay, these are going to be the center of the sunflowers that we're going to do. So I'm going to start over here on the side. And they don't all have to be the same size. Some can be bigger than the other. Have one that dips down a little bit here. I'm just stacking them on top of each other, next to each other. Going even wider than the vase, okay? Now, I'm gonna have some more that go up around the top. Don't worry about adding any stems yet, or any type of leaves to them, or any flowers to them. We're just getting those centers here. This one's gonna be kind of leaning over a little bit, so I'm gonna add it more as a oval. Now I'm not going to see the stems of these guys, so I'm not going to worry about that. These ones up here, I'm going to go ahead and add the stems to them. So I'm just going to go in, and they're going to curve in, especially with my little ones. Remember, if we run into something, we just pick up our pencil, pretend, and then finish it on the other side. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this flower, right? I'm just going to pick it up, pretend. Oh, it's already into the vase, so I don't have to worry about it. This one's going to be kind of falling over a little bit. Okay, so we got the main part of the sunflower. Now we're going to add some leaves to them. Each one can be a little bit different. They don't all have to be the same, especially for my older kids. I want to see maybe some different types of leaves on, different types of petals. I'm going to start by doing these low ones down here. I'm just going to do some spiky ones to start. I'm going to go all the way around. Now, I did this with Sharpie, right? Now, this is why we do with the pencil first. I'm going to have to go over my pot. Now, my petals aren't see-through, so you're not really supposed to see that vase going through the petal there. If I did it with pencil like you guys are, I would just erase that so I don't see the vase behind. Okay. This one, maybe I'll do some bumpy ones. And again, I'm just going to pretend. I'm not going to draw right on top. If I do draw right on top, you would just erase anything that's inside. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I just went ahead and went right on top here, I would come back, take my eraser, and then erase anything that the petals are overlapping. Okay, so I'm just going to pretend to do it here as well. I'm going to take my eraser, if I was using a pencil, and erase any of that. All right. Another spiky one. Maybe I'll do some longer ones on this one. So these are just a little bit longer leaves, or petals. All right, and maybe some more bumpy ones going around here. Now you don't have to do the same kind Mr. Hayes is doing. You can choose how you'd like to do it. I'm going to move on to these guys up here. Maybe make these petals a little bit longer because I have more space up here. So I'm just going up and down. Have that one going behind. Let's see some round ones here. And we're going to do some more long ones again. I got lots of space up here, so I want to fill in that space as much as I can. If you realize that you have like a bunch of negative space, that's with nothing drawn in it, you can add some more circles in there if you need to. Okay. Keep on going. And then this guy down here, okay, I'll just do some little spikies. Now, we kind of have these big circles here. We want to add some different types of designs inside of them. You can kind of create some of your own. It doesn't all have to be the same. I might do a checkerboard pattern on some. Kind of want to give that illusion of like the seeds that are in the center of these. Have a little texture in the center. So I'm going to do some dots in here. And you can repeat the same thing you've done before. It doesn't all have to be the same, or you can do a combination of some different things. So maybe I'll just do a circle in the center here and then a checkerboard pattern. Around it. And maybe a swirl in this one. What else can I do? Maybe some more dots, polka dotties in here. Another swirl. So again, you can choose if you don't like any of these ideas, you can do different things to put in the center of your sunflowers. Maybe you just like doing all the little dots. That's cool. You can totally just do that if you want to. Put some bigger dots in this one. It's a bigger flower. I got one more. I'll do some little more dots in this one. Alright, so I got my space all filled up with my sunflowers. I'm going to go ahead and do a horizon line. It's the line that goes where the sky and the ground meet, or the background and the table, or whatever your vase is sitting on. I'm going to go ahead and draw that line. I'm going to, stop, pretend, put it back down, and continue on the other side there. So now our pot's sitting on something. It's not just floating in the air. Now you guys can go ahead and decorate your vase however you want. I'm going to kind of use a little bit of inspiration from one of Van Gogh's other paintings, a Starry Night painting, and I'm going to do some swirls, kind of like how the clouds were moving in his painting. You might have remembered it from the little video that we watched. I'm just going to go ahead and add some swirls to it. It looks like there's some movement going on. And like I said, whatever you want. You don't have to do these. You can do your own type of design. Want to do a picture of yourself in there? Go for it. Alright, so I got my drawing done. So what you can do next is you can go ahead and start to color up your picture. Most of us are going to have crayons, especially if you're at school, probably limited a little bit. If you're at home, you're more than welcome to paint this. You can choose what you want to do. For my little guys, we want to definitely make sure we're taking our time and coloring in each individual little leaf, or petal, or whatever you want to call them. And we're going to do little lines. So we're not doing big, huge, crazy lines, just small lines. Same direction and no white spaces. We've practiced this a little bit online when we were watching Mr. Hayes on the computer. And I know sunflowers are mostly yellows and some browns and oranges and greens. If you want to get a little crazy with these, you're more than welcome to color these flowers however you want. So if you love the color pink, or if you love the color blue and you want to do a blue and pink flower, that's cool. It's your sunflowers. You can do it how you want. Now, I already had it outlined, right? So Mr. Hayes already had this outlined with his Sharpie, he kind of drew it with it. If you didn't have the Sharpie, remember what I said was take a black, I don't even have a black crayon here, but take a black and go over your pencil lines first. If you don't have a black, I'll show you real quickly what you can do. So let's pretend that this is your flower. What I suggest you do is go over it dark with the color you're going to use. So let's say I wanted to color this flower orange. I'm going to outline it first. I'm going to press a little bit harder, not too hard. You don't want your crayon to break. If it does break, it's still going to work. So I'm going to go over it, put a little pressure on there. All the way around. This is just going to help us stay inside of the lines a little better. So it's whatever color you choose to do. So maybe I want a purple center. I'm going to go over my lines first. Again, a little darker, and then I can color on top of this a little bit lighter. So you can see those lines are still showing up a little bit. Okay, and then I would come back. Same thing. This just helps us stay neat, color inside the lines. Okay. So once you have it all done, your flowers are all colored, you can go ahead and take any type of color you want and color your background, and you can color the table. For not the table you're drawing on, the table that the flowers are on. For my more advanced, my bigger kids, you guys can go ahead and put some shadows down below. So if you have you got to think of which way your sun is coming from or your light source. And add a little bit of a shadow, so we have our vase sitting on it. It's not floating. We can have some depth to our picture that way. Okay, and then I have a brown. I can come back. I don't have a brown. Okay, well, we have a blue table. You can come back in there afterwards and add that color to your table. Okay. All right, so go ahead, you guys, and finish up coloring. If you get done early, you guys are more than welcome to do some free drawing on a separate piece of paper. Just maybe ask whoever you're with to toss you an extra sheet of paper. You can go ahead and go to the Art Hub website located on Mr. Hayes' Canvas page if you want to do some different drawings as well. All right, have a good art day, you guys, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.